Hey friends, this is Ashley from Uncommon Roots Homestead, and today I want to show you our front garden, which I realized I don't think I've ever shown you on here. Okay, so I want to show you guys the front garden today, which is actually the first place that we ever grew. So you can see our little jungle. It's actually right in the back of our landscaping. So please view all of our weeds because that's basically what our landscaping is right now, but it's okay.
We put more effort into our actual plants instead of the weed plants that are growing in our plants.
That's what he tells himself, but
I shouldn't say weed plants. That sounds like we grow something else.
Oh gosh. Well, anyways, so what we've done is we've taken the back of this landscaping bed and then we planted some rose bushes to actually visually block what's happening back here. So let me take you back here. So this was my first ever garden bed. So we put that in, I think 4 years ago. And that was the first time that I ever had a garden. It's 4 by 8 feet. It gets really good sun. It's like the perfect microclimate. And that's where I started gardening. And then 2 years ago, or gosh, maybe it was just last year, I added this space up in our landscaping. We had like a couple little plants that weren't doing anything. You can't see them from the road. So I ripped those out and decided I was going to use it to actually plant some food. So that's how we got here. I can't believe it's only been 2 growing seasons that we use this. And then obviously this year we built the big garden back in the back. So we have that too. But our peppers are up here this year. So this year we had 23 pepper plants, a bunch of different varieties. Our banana peppers did really well. And you can see I had green beans going up there. They're all just dried out and they will grow back forever. So sorry, future owners of our home. You are going to be forever combating green beans up the side of your house. But it's food, so you're welcome, actually. But so we have our banana peppers here. We had 6. Is that right, Kevin? 6? 7 banana pepper plants. We're down to like 4 now. We've been ripping them out. We have so many banana peppers. And we have pickled, like, I think we have like 10 quarts worth of banana pepper pickles. That'll be plenty to get us through the next season. So got banana peppers up here. Kevin is over there. He's picking the cayennes. Those always do really well. Look at how crazy these roses are. Like, do you see this? It's taller than me. I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'1", so I guess that's not saying a lot, but they grow, knockout roses grow so quickly. So if you're looking for an effective barrier, like visual barrier that's really pretty, they bloom like every 6 weeks and they grow really, really quickly. Last year we put them in the ground and they were like less than 12 inches tall. But anyways, so we've got the banana peppers, I've got the jalapeños and the cayennes up here. And then we did some really fun heirloom variety of peppers this year. So these were really delicious. They're the arroz con pollo. Yeah, Kev? Yeah. Arroz con pollo. So they look a little bit like a habanero, actually. And they have that same like leaf texture as some of those other peppers, but they taste... They're like... It's like a really interesting pepper flavor. They're not very hot. You have like a little bit of heat in the seeds, but not bad at all. And they almost have like a slightly floral flavor, almost a little bit pineapple-y. And then they have like a sweetness, but also like a very savory. I don't know. I think I just threw every way to describe something at you. But they're really good. I like them. They're especially good in eggs. So I've like chopped them up and like sauteed them and then put an egg in there, and that's really good. So obviously we have a ton of those. We're out here picking everything that we can off these plants. It's supposed to drop down in the 20s tomorrow night. It's supposed to be like 29 degrees here. So odds are these plants are not going to make it much longer. We've already had a couple frosts, and I am shocked that they are doing so well. Like the frost just didn't even bother them, but I know once it gets down to into the 20s, they're not going to make it. So I've got, next to those, I've got pepperoncinis. So pepperoncinis, you're probably used to having them on like pizza. They're common in Italian dishes. Mississippi pot roast. That's actually why we grew them. We love Mississippi pot roast, and I wanted to try to make that in a way that was more, I guess, better for you, so to speak. Like when you buy pepperoncinis at the store, they always have yellow 5, and they're just like full of things they don't need. So we thought, oh, we'll grow them and that'll be great. Well, I don't know. We didn't crack the code. If you have a pepperoncini pickling recipe that you love, please send it to us. We found they had a weird aftertaste and a weird texture when pickled. But silver lining, we actually realized that when you take pepperoncinis and you blister them in a pan, they end up just like shishitos, like very similar taste profile. They actually look a little bit alike. I don't know if you can see it. They've got like that little, they've got like texture. They're not smooth like a jalapeno, but really good. So behind those, I have my poblanos. We love to make homemade corn salsa. Love poblanos, they're so good. And then we had a couple of jalapeno plants in here. We have, what were these long ones called, Kevin? Huh? The long ones? Corbachis. So I don't know if you've heard of corbachis. They're Polish, apparently. We got them from rareseeds.com, which is Baker Creek. That's their website. Those have been the showstopper. They turn bright red and they are so sweet. They're absolutely delicious. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Next to those, I had some mini bell peppers, which are always a favorite. We have a toddler, so of course she loves those. We did Chinese 5 peppers this year, so you can see it here. Oh my goodness. First of all, hot. Like they are so hot. I heard somebody else say, like, if a pepper grows straight up, you know it is going to be very hot, so like tread lightly. Well, these grow straight up and they live up to that. They are very spicy, but they have a really great flavor. So we pickled some with some pickled onions and some garlic, and it gave you, like, we threw 2 into each pint, and it gave the whole, like, all of the onions had this like nice subtle heat. So good. And then we had these azul peppers. So Kevin didn't like these at all. I'm gonna try this one actually. Zulu. What? Zulu. Man, very floral. Very good. Very floral. Very delicious. Anyways, I have a fear of snakes. It's a little jungly back here. We're starting this homestead adventure. I know I'm going to come in contact with some, but not today. Okay, so we've got more on this side. We have more baby bell peppers. You can see them kind of like sprinkled throughout there. And then I've got some regular bell peppers. Gosh, I got so many. Our peppers just like out of control this year. I mean, look at this. Do you see that? And then all up there, like, so many peppers. And then we have, what were they called? They're the habanada. They're the not hot habaneros. Delicious. They have that same great, I've got like a bunch of half-eaten peppers in my hands, but they've got that same great like flavor that you would expect out of a, very sweet. So like almost tastes like a fruit, which, I mean, I guess I like hot food or spicy food, but not that much. So I avoid things with habaneros in them. But these are delicious. They have like that really sweet front, very fruity, very tropical. Yeah, I'm a fan. I will grow these forever. And then next to those, we have our Sugar Rush Peach. So Kevin this year, oh my gosh, he made the most fantastic hot sauce I've ever had in my entire life. We've given so much away. Everybody loves it. We actually had a couple of friends who do not garden at all. My cousin is one of them. She doesn't garden at all. She ordered the seeds for the Sugar Rush Peach peppers and started them in her like little apartment. just so she could try to make that sauce. It was so good. I'll have to have Kevin. We're gonna have a ton here. And we've got a bunch that are ripe. So you can see when they're ripe, they take on this kind of like peachy color. So they're not sweet. I don't know why they're called Sugar Rush Peach. They have, I can't even tell you the exact flavor because there's no way I'm biting into that. There's just no way. So I'll have Kevin give you a flavor profile, but we're gonna have a ton here that are ready that we're gonna pick today. And we'll make a video with him making that hot sauce because everyone has loved it and it's been really good. But yeah, so I think that's it. Those were all of the peppers that we grew this year. And again, I'm so impressed. If this year taught me anything, it's that where you grow certain crops matters. In the past, I've done my peppers, like I think 2 years ago, I did my peppers in like a container and they were a little bit more shaded and they just did not love it. But this year I put them in the ground early. I put them in, gosh, at the end of April, which we got a freeze in May. So we were out here like covering everything up. So I got them in the ground earlier than you're supposed to, but this area gets so much direct sunlight and it's just like the perfect microclimate, and these plants took off. I mean, I started all of these except for the banana peppers. I started from seed back in February. So I'm really impressed. I think that we definitely had maybe the best pepper year ever. And yeah, we're excited to share what we're gonna do with all these with you. So, oh, and we have a friend. Okay, so before we sign off, I wanted to show you guys how many peppers we just picked, and they're still loaded. We left the ones that hadn't started to blush yet. That might be a bad call. It is gonna get really cold, but we decided to do it anyways. But let me show you how many peppers we got. Isla, show them. How many peppers? Ooh, there's that basket, and there's this whole basket too. So that's a lot of peppers. I mean, that's at least a batch of hot sauce. And then we got a vacuum sealer. So we're probably gonna chop some of these up and then vacuum seal them and freeze them. And yeah, I mean, so much food. These plants have provided us with more food than anything else that we grew in the garden. And it taught us a lot. It taught us a lot about everything else that we're growing too. So we are very excited, and I think we'll get at least one more harvest in too, depending on what the freeze does to these plants. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us today. If you aren't already, head over to Instagram and find us at Uncommon Roots Homestead.
Good.
And if you haven't, please subscribe, like this video, give us a comment. She's coming to watch. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.